Welcome to Brand New World, a place of discovery. Your host, Dr. Michael. Thank you very much for joining us today. Today, we are still continuing with our series, Family Unity. And I'm glad that as we are going through this crisis, all of us, we are with our families at home. And it's very important for you to get these series and teachings for you to help you in order for you to go through this kind of problem. Today, I'm speaking on part 3, on the title called The Foundation of the Family. If you haven't get part 2 and part 1 and the part of the introduction, please just step up here and you go to our YouTube and get all the series and follow them. Now, the foundation of the family, as I said before, family is one of the most important ordinances that God has given us. God's design for family is that you submit to your husbands. And husbands, you love your wives. Children, you obey your parents. And parents, you don't disappoint your children. This is the desire for God. And as I said before, that God created everything that we see and walking, every species, they are created to in a family. So family is very important. Now, today I want to say a statement that I always hear people saying, and I disagree with that statement. It says it takes a community with a child. Depending on what you say, I don't know, it doesn't really fulfill, according to my experience, it takes to build a child. That may not be true in a sense that if family cannot raise a child, then a community cannot. I want to repeat that statement. If a family cannot raise a child, it's impossible for the community to do that. I'll prove to you. If it is true, then in my community, I've got a lot of children, street children, all of them. All of us, we pass by our cars, we walk, cross over them. Most of them are into drugs. They are into gangsterism. They are sleeping on the street. They are very dirty. They have no clothes. And these children are in the community. And yet we claim it takes a community to raise a child. That's not true. And number 2, a community cannot exist without a family. In other words, a community is from the family. It's not that the family is from the community. That's wrong. A community belongs to the family. So it is very important that if we want to have a community that raises children, we must have families first that raise children. Because you see, I'm in education and we have got a lot of children who have no parents. Some of them are being sponsored by the government. Some of them are being sponsored by people whom they don't know. Some they've got only a mother. Some they've got only a father. The parents deserted. There's a lot of divorce that is going on. And these kids are just left. And the communities we have in particular, in the cities, for example, where I stay, people, they don't really mind anyone's child or anyone's business. Everybody is minding their own business. So this is very important. So I want to say the only thing that can build a family, it is the family itself, not a community. The true family is being by the laws of God. As true family, remember we are talking about the foundation of a family. First of all, let me deal with the word foundation. As I said before, a community is not a foundation, but a family is a foundation. A government is not a foundation, but a family is a foundation. Now, foundation is simply means the base or bottom line, or everything that upholds everything to stand. A community cannot stand without a family. A society cannot stand without a family. A government can't stand without a family. So families are very important, extremely important. So a true family, it must submit to the laws of God. Because God, He is the one who knows the family, not the government, not the society, not the community. The man who ordained or created the family, it's God Himself. So if we want to make it right, we have to submit to His ordinances and laws. Very important. To build a strong family, you need the laws of God. You need to submit to certain laws. You see, every family is like a small country, with either a father and a mother, one child or two children, or 3 or 4 children. So you are a state. Then you need your own laws. You need your own principles. You need your own, commandments that you live by. All of us. I came from a family where I've been taught how to greet other people, how to respect other people. I grew up in a family where I was taught you don't take anybody's property without permission. I grew up in a family that gangsterism, smoking and drugs is not okay. I grew up in a family where my parents said, go to church. This is the right thing to do. So when my parents released me to the community, I had already these values. That's why I say from the beginning, a community will receive you with the values that you came out from the family. A community cannot just receive you and give you value. You have those values that you receive from your parents. Very important. As we are building the foundation of the families, to all the men who are watching me, to all the women who are watching me, to all the young men and young women and all the children who are watching me, I want you to get these 3 important principles. It's a statement from the book of Proverbs 24:3-4. It was written by one of the wisest gentlemen, and his name is Solomon. He said something very, very powerful. And he said, by wisdom, a house is built, and by understanding, it is established. By knowledge, the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. This is Solomon. He is saying, if you want to build your house, the first thing you need wisdom. And by understanding, you will be able to establish it, to make it exist. And by knowledge, he said, once you have knowledge, the rooms will be filled with the precious and the pleasant riches. Now, these are the 3 words that Solomon is teaching us, that if you are a family, you are a mother, you are a parent, if you want to build a house, as the Bible says, unless God build a house, men labor in vain. You need 3 words. And these words are very important. You need wisdom, you need knowledge, and you need understanding. Let me summarize as I conclude. I will start with knowledge. Write it, knowledge, and understanding and wisdom. Now, knowledge is equal to information. The information you get in order to make a choice. And the choices, all the decisions we make are based on the information we have. Very important. When I say information, whether it's good information, bad information, but it's information. All right. And those information that you have, they will make you to have bad or good choices. So you need knowledge, information. When you have information, you understand it. That's the second step, is to understand what you know, what you hear. Once you understand it, that's what you know. And what you know becomes your knowledge you have understood. That's the second point. And the third one is wisdom. Now, wisdom is the application of the information you have understood. In other words, wisdom is to take action on what you have learned, information, and what you have understood, knowing, and then you practice what you know. For example, if you know stealing is not good, you know it, you have the information, you understand it well, it's not good, then don't steal. Then you are wise. If you know that giving and helping people is a good thing to do, you have learned that, you understood, you know it, then help people. Once you help people, that's wisdom. Okay. I want to give you this illustration for a doctor, a medical doctor. For example, if you went to school, a medical doctor is trained They know very well that smoking cigarette causes cancer in their lungs, whichever way. And now we are dealing with COVID-19. People who are dying most specifically are those with the weak lungs. When they've got this disease, they will die quickly. So if you are a doctor and you know that smoking and drinking, smoking is bad, and you keep on smoking, then you have the knowledge, you know the knowledge, understanding it, but you are not applying what you know, then you are not wise. You are foolish. So the Bible says only fools lack wisdom. So if you don't apply what you know, then you will automatically become a fool. This is what the Bible says in conclusion. My people are destroyed from lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I also reject you as my priest. Because you have ignored the law of your God, I will also ignore your children. If you are a man and you are a woman in a family, you need to get knowledge. You need to get understanding. You need wisdom. You need to get these principles. This teaching I'm giving to you, they are very important for you to learn and teach your children. It is very, very important. I want you to join me in the next lesson, part 4. I'm not going to give you all now. My time has already gone. And I want to say to you, if you did not watch the previous episodes, please click up here or just click the link below. For now, God bless you. Thank you very much. I will see you again in part 4, where I'm going to deal with the purpose of a man in the family. God bless you.